What is up, my friends? Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. The radio show did not go off today. I cracked the mic and I said, "Hey, let's rock. Here we go. Let's open it. Here's one from the Rolling Stones." And then I went down the steps to go get my coffee. And what I do is I have my phone with me and I'm listening to the app to make sure everything's, you can take it with you. My Q100 app. And all of a sudden the Rolling Stones song stops. And I'm like, what's up? Well, that's it. It just blew up. I don't know we still don't know what's wrong with it. The good folks at Blarney Stone Broadcasting are pulling their hair out. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a bit, but I want to get to this absolute legend right away. The immortal Rick from TC Paintball, who joins us from time to time, typically. Trigger time with Rick from TC. He said he'd be ready. I swear to God, he said he'd be ready.
Good morning, Eric Zane.
Oh, my God. What is up, buddy? It's been too long.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was just on the phone. I was trying to finish it up quick so I could get to you.
What were you doing?
I was taking a reservation.
You were what? Somebody wanted to play paintball.
Yeah, a lot of somebody's.
Okay, yeah. How many on that reservation?
12 on that one.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a good amount of change.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get that money up front, so we guarantee that they show up.
Have you ever had anybody like locally famous play there, or like a celebrity, or like a rock star? Anybody ever show up at TC Paintball?
Sometimes Eric Zane graces us with his presence.
Come on now, you know what I mean.
Let me think here. We've had like the Griffins play, and I think you were instrumental in one of those. They showed up one time with kind of a hazing acumen for some of the rookies, which was kind of cool. They made them dress some zip up furry costumes.
Oh, that's sweet.
Who else have we had? I can't think of anybody that you would consider a celebrity that has come here to play. Man, that kind of surprises me.
Do you kind of like have the market cornered? Is there like has anybody ever has Big Paintball ever wanted to move in or try to buy you out or anything?
No, we've got the support of Big Paintball. Most quote unquote Big Paintball, the big companies, they don't want to do the boots on the ground customer interaction. So they trust facilities like ours to be able to handle that and kind of keep the industry moving forward. We get a lot of support from them.
Have you ever had anybody move into the West Michigan area trying to squeeze you?
Knock on wood, nobody has done it with kind of the same blueprint that we have. I've got we've been in business for 24 years, and we made a lot of mistakes and whatnot, but we've been able to focus on the newer player. Even though I'm more of a diehard enthusiast myself, we've really been able to, kind of shift that focus when it comes to customers. Yeah, we've got special times and sessions for like the existing players, but as you know, when you're playing this sport, the getting comfortable with playing is kind of an uphill battle. And if you are playing with people that know how to play and understand the speed of the game, the speed of the ball, all the physics involved, if you're playing with people like that and you're a new player, that can be really intimidating and you're not going to have a lot of success. So we've been pretty fortunate to find some success by separating those groups of players. So, the existing players that really know what they're doing, we have special sessions for them. They play against other players that know what they're doing. And the newer players, our goal all the time, and we see anywhere from 100 to 150 players every single Saturday year round, our goal is to have all those new players playing with and against newer players. So then you have a level of a success that you can achieve, and it turns into repeat business for us. They want to play again because they had some success in the field.
Have you ever had a young person play and then the kid gets picked up by mom and starts crying as soon as the kid gets in the car, so that mom marches in and is like ready to kick your ass?
No, kind of just the opposite. We've had kids that, they got shot, and sometimes it hurts. I mean, there's no lying or sugarcoating that. It does hurt sometimes. But it's not, you've been shot a lot, so it's not like it lasts
yeah.
It goes away pretty quick. We have had kids quit games because they're like, oh, that was too much. But nine times out of 10, those kids continue to play ball. Once they get over it, they're like, you know what? That wasn't so bad. It went away pretty. And that adrenaline rush, I mean, once you have the ability to get a little bit of success on the field, the consequence to lose is just a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
But the glory and the dopamine rush that you get in your head from playing and having some success.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It is awesome.
I've that's one of the things I noticed. And you're right, because when people say to me, like I just had an audience member, I think it was this guy, it was John. He said, hey, can I bring my 12-year-old? I goes, yeah, has a kid ever played before? He goes, no. I go, okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. It hurts like balls for like 10 seconds. If it hits you like in the belly, it can hurt. And it's pretty strong pain. I'd give it a 6 or a 7 for about 10 seconds.
But not all the time.
No.
Like, oh, that was no big deal. Right.
And I told him that. He goes, oh, I'm glad you told me. I go, yeah, but you know what? They have a little league that they do from time to time. Is that still a thing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
everyone do it. Yep.
All right. So what else is on your mind, Rick? What's going on? I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. What's been cooking that's on the top of your mind right now?
I have a couple things. In fact, I put a note in my phone for when things pop into my head, and I show up to this segment, empty-handed a lot, where I'm like, man, I only got nothing to talk about, and I start thinking about it about 5 seconds before you call me. So I've been trying to keep some notes in my phone of shit that pisses me off or shit that I've noticed, and I have a few things there.
Okay.
Before I get to that, this weekend I had an out-of-town event, so it was a whole bunch of, dragging a trailer across the state, building a 1,200 square foot booth, hanging out in the booth for my customers all weekend with my staff, and then, tearing the booth completely down and coming home and dragging that same trailer a little bit later home, and, and kind of looking back on a good weekend full of memories. So it was a good weekend for us.
Okay, good.
As far as what's burning on my brain, and as a lot of you know, I have an acute case of road rage. It kind of flounders up or flourishes up a little bit. Gets inflamed in certain situations when I'm on the road, and that is no different from when I'm going back and forth to work, or if I'm dragging the trailer across the state.
Yeah.
Couple things I noticed and a couple of things that piss me off. One thing that I noticed, and they're kind of tied together, there's a lot of new cars, and I used to be in the body shop industry, so I had, used to have my thumb on the heartbeat of what was going on in the auto industry, and I don't really as much anymore. I don't pay as much attention. But there's a lot of cars out there by multiple manufacturers that when they flip their turn signal on, their headlight on that side of the car turns off, and I can't figure out why that's a thing. I've seen it too many times to think that there's something wrong with the car. Maybe there's a bulb out or a flasher unit. But, I mean, that's kind of weird, and that kind of pisses me off.
It pisses you off.
It does piss me off because driving, why do you want, if you're driving at night, why do you want your headlights to turn off when you flip your turn signal on?
So when you're driving towards them, that's when you notice it?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not a danger or anything, is it?
I think it is.
How?
Well, because you have two headlights for a reason. There's an arc in the front of your car that your headlights are supposed to be able to, show you the way. And when you got your turn signal on, you're getting ready to turn right. You don't want to be able to what is in the direction of where you're turning. You want your vision to be limited there.
Right. Wow, I gotta look this up.
I don't drive a lot at night. I'm pretty much a homebody at night.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, early in the morning, and I see that, I'm scratching my head going, I'm seeing this too often to think that this is something going on with individual cars. It doesn't make sense to me.
Let's see. Why does headlight go out when turn signal is on? Some newer cars have a feature that turns off the headlight on the same side as the turn signal to increase the visibility of the turn signal.
Okay, so people can see you. I mean, and believe me, I'm big. I'm an advocate on using your goddamn turn signal.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
So I guess when it's off, first of all, that disappearing of the light may catch your eye, and then when the one is blinking, then you'll see that blinking.
Okay.
So I think it's a safety feature. But,
okay, so Picture yourself at a busy intersection, turn left to cross traffic, and you got your left turn signal on. That headlight's off. You're going to cross traffic. What about people walking in that crosswalk right there? You don't have lights on them to know that you're there?
Well, it's not like it's completely black. There's other lights from other cars and probably street lights, plus the one that's still on the car.
The car doesn't differentiate how much other light there is around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other here. I think it's. But then again, if you're noticing it, now I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
And now that I'm paying attention, I might be like, yeah, Rick's onto something. But I don't even like admitting that you're onto something.
Yeah, well, that's where you're wrong.
So I wonder, I have to go up to my car and get out, and because I wouldn't know that this even happens on our cars. On my wife's, because my wife has a 22. So I don't know if it would work on that car.
I'm assuming, I mean, it's not the first time I've noticed it. It's just I'm starting to see it more and more. And I just don't understand how that's not causing issues.
Wow, that is that's interesting, man. Let's see.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's one more. This is going to go back to road rage because this pisses me off. You know, you use your general public, not just you, but the general public uses their turn signal to communicate non-verbally with other drivers and cars out there, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
But if you're driving and you want to let other people know what your intentions are of you know, what you're approaching, what down the road, you want to let people know that, hey, I'm going to turn. That means I'm going to slow down, you know, I might impede your way a little bit. What you shouldn't be doing is getting to the point where you want to turn, jam on your brakes, and then flip your turn signal on. The jamming of your brakes before you flip your turn signal on negates any benefit that you would have by flipping your turn signal on.
No, this is so true. This is 100% true. You gotta give yourself some time, and if you start locking up the brakes and then signal, it's a disaster. I couldn't agree more. That's a bad move.
And you know what it stems from?
Not paying attention.
Yeah, but why?
Because they're looking at their phones.
They're looking at their fucking phone, Eric Zane.
Yeah.
Damn it, get off your phone. How many people have to die by people that aren't paying attention for you to put your fucking phone down
right.
and pay attention to where you're going and what you're doing, and for the benefit of people around you so they know what you're doing, instead of making these stupid decisions last minute so everyone's got to scramble.
You know what's interesting is when you're behind someone who's looking at their phone, you can always tell, in addition to them weaving around in the lane, but their head turns slightly to the right.
100%.
And you can always tell when their eyes are not on the road.
And you feel like, you think that they think that they're being sly about it, right? It's like you're not hiding it from anybody, stupid. I pay attention. I drive, you know, quite a bit. But I mean, who are you hiding it from? Just hold your goddamn phone up. Officer, he's looking for that shit now. You're not fooling him. He understands what
I know.
Of your head is.
Has anybody ever been pulled over yet for that? Because in Michigan, you actually cannot be touching the phone. That is the law. The law is if it's in your hand, you've broken the law. And I don't know if anybody's ever. Well, I'm sure there has been somebody who's gotten busted from it. I don't know anybody who's gotten busted from it, but
I got busted at Sandy Pines at my campground.
Recently?
Yeah, last summer. So I was driving my golf cart around, of all things. I'm driving my golf cart around with my kids and stuff. And they recently passed, you know, an ordinance or whatever they do about, you know, no cell phones while you're driving, which I agree with. And my phone rang. So I pick up my phone off the seat. I look at my phone to see who's calling me, and I, you know, swipe it to answer. And when I'm looking at it to swipe it to answer, one of the, you know, public safety officers or whatever they're called sees me and pulls me over. He's like, you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, no. He's like, for texting.
Oh.
I'm like, well, I wasn't texting. I was looking at my phone to answer it, but I thanked him. I was like, thank you for pulling me over. Please continue to pull everybody over for that. Please.
It's so bad. It's just so bad. I mean, I heard an ad that runs, and it says, remember that feeling you get when you land, when the airplane lands and you turn your phone on or you get out of airplane mode when you get caught up with the world. It's almost like a good feeling.
Yep.
And it says you can experience that every time you get in your car. And I thought to myself, that's actually pretty good, because it's kind of like everything on my phone is a dopamine rush. Everything. Okay.
By time.
Yeah, and so I that's what I kind of want to lean into that. Now, I haven't once yet implemented it. I still have a horrible, horrible habit. And so, yeah, something's got to give, without a doubt.
What do you mean? What your goal is and what you're advocating for is to put it in airplane mode while you're driving?
No, just don't look at it in any way, shape, or form. Put it next to me and just resist that temptation and start to make that a habit.
Okay, I do that, but I'm guilty of looking at it because if important shit's going on in my world, I want to know about it. But I don't want to respond to anybody. I want to see, oh, hey, somebody texted me. Okay, no problem. I'll check that out later, right? Or an email or whatever. But you don't have to. I think you can be okay with glancing at it, like, oh shit, is it an emergency? No emergency. Okay, it's just a like on Facebook. No problem. I'll check it out later. You don't have to dive into it right there. But son of a bitch, like, why does it? And I get it. Your cell phone company want to sell more apps. They want to sell more phones. All that shit. So that's why every moment of picking your phone up is you get a little bit of that anticipated dopamine rush. I get all that, right?
Yeah.
They're addictive. But son of a bitch, it's hurting our society in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I've talked about this many times. I gotta implement this into my game plan. I have, to me, it's very, very important because I think I'm eventually gonna end up doing something terrible. And can you just imagine? I mean, seriously, if I were to actually cause a wreck, there's a decent enough chance that I could serve time. And I mean, what the fuck? So let's see. Jeremy writes, Aram says, these are like Hot Wings hot takes. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think that's an insult if he says this is like Hot Wings hot takes. But I can relate to exactly what you're saying.
That's a cringe moment for me.
No, you just got told that this is a Hot Wings hot take. I don't think so. I think hot wings are much more insipid and nonsense.
I used to like the what Hot Wings thinks. That segment was okay with me. But what was was impressive, and I'm definitely not a Hot Wings fan. But I mean, what was impressive with how intricate he got with his adjectives and whatnot and those things. He kind of went deep down there, and he had to do it every day for a while. So that was kind of impressive.
The long story of that is, we were in New Jersey, and not the first time this happened. A program director walked up and said, we're thinking about firing Hot Wings. And we're like, okay. And he says, I want to dedicate a feature to him twice a day called What Hot Wings Thinks. We'll come up with the name, and that's what we came up with, where he writes a, kind of like a blowhard opinion. And that way, it will get traction, and then people will look forward to it, and then it's indicative of, hey, he's really a key cog on the show, which, of course, we all agreed with at the time. But he, if you don't actually bring Hot Wings to the river and put his head in the water, he will not drink. So that was how that was created. It was created as a preventative move to add an importance or a value to what he does so that he wouldn't get, fired. So that was the second of 3 times that I was involved in his potential demotion or job loss.
What was the feature that he had, the daily feature?
That was What Hot Wings Thinks. That's when What Hot Wings Thinks was born.
What was the other? There was 2. They advocated for 2.
Oh, no. It was, he would do it twice a day. He would do it like in the 6 o'clock hour and the 9 o'clock hour. And it was, so that's where that came from. And then over time, and that went on for years. And then one day he's like, I can't do it anymore. It's too much work. We're all right, fine, whatever. You don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But I mean, at that point it didn't matter. So, but occasionally we'd have, like Bob writes, but double wrap bread was gold. And, whenever he would say something that was just so ridiculous, we'd beat the shit out of him, and that was fun.
I can, right? Because you're judging each other all the time. So yeah. I think that.
So Aram probably wants to call you Hot Wings Light, and I don't know if that's good. Come on. No, I enjoy it when you rant. I appreciate you as always. Hey, did you see the Lions schedule?
I didn't pay that close attention to it. I mean, we had a lot of to-do has been going on with all these schedule drops and stuff. I mean, good for the NFL for being relevant and, making news with this scheduled information. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they do every year is a big thing for them, and then off they go. Oh, thunder's rolling through. It just caught my ear. If you're wondering why I paused, I heard something. I was like, what is that? It's thunder. There's storms moving through. All the attention for the Lions, all the buzz. How about the kicker that said to all the girls who were graduating, congratulations on graduation, now get in the kitchen?
He's an idiot.
Oh, my God.
I mean, did he not think he was going to get a shitstorm for that? What an idiot. Are you kidding?
Yeah, all they're looking for when they have somebody there to speak is, some words of inspiration for the class. Keep it simple. And he drops all this shit on the world like that. My God. And then I also saw, now I don't know if this is true, but I saw that his jersey is like selling out now. Harrison Butker's jersey.
We are so polarized, aren't we? We're either all in or all out as a society.
Yes, it's such a drag. I hope, because that shit pisses me off. All of it, everything he said kind of pissed me off, and I think that's a me problem. I always get so goddamn pissed at people.
Yeah, that's a lack of maturity problem. I have the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be more gauged in my responses to most situations these days, and I think I'm better at it. But man, emotion takes control.
Okay, so you see a guy driving at 55 miles an hour in a 70. That's Eric Zane.
With flashers on?
Flashers are on.
What was my latest check that I mailed in? Well, how did I title that?
You something about miles per MPG over miles per hour.
Oh no, ETA.
ETA over. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't care how much gas it takes to get there. I need to get there. That's where I am.
Oh yeah. Now I was in a rush to get up. I went up north yesterday, and back the same day because I had some work to do, and it was time was not on my side. So at a good stretch of 131 at 75 miles an hour, I was doing 84.
Wow. Flashers on?
No flashers on because I was just ripping. I won't do 10 over, but I'll do 9 over because I feel like I have a less chance of getting pulled over if I'm doing 9 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah, I believe you do. I think there's a threshold set on those radar guns.
Right. And then, if it's so that saved me a ton of time. But I'll be going up there again this weekend, and I'm in no rush. So I'm thinking 55 all the way there, just enjoying the ride.
I had a fully packed 24-foot trailer that I dragged over to Pinckney, Michigan this weekend. On the way there on Thursday, I got 9.5 miles a gallon. And on the way home, because it's very critical how you pack that trailer so you don't get any sway, how you distribute the weight. So we did a really good job of packing it. I had no sway. The trailer was just obedient as possible right behind me. And coming home, I was so over the weekend and I wanted to get home. I was doing 80 with that 24-foot trailer behind me, getting 7.2 miles per gallon.
7 miles per gallon.
Yes. I needed to get.
Holy fuck. That is so bad. God damn it. Because you know what? The way I picture it is like an actual milk jug. Okay? Like full of gasoline. And to go like from here to the Meijer store where I live, that the vehicle would burn a whole goddamn gallon of gas. That's all getting burned in my short little amount of time that I would get there. That's incredible.
Yeah, and then multiply that by how many cars are on the road. That's just
isn't that insane? Holy shit!
Hard to fathom.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. It's always good to start the week off with energy with someone who is a high energy person like yourself. I look forward to scheduling our next Paintball War number 25 very soon.
Yeah, we got a couple of busy months ahead of us, but I'll send you a couple possible dates and we'll go from there. I got to get back to drinking my coffee.
Enjoy. Thank you.
See you, bye.
There you go, Rick from TC Paintball. He's a bundle of energy. Aram writes, I'm listening to archived shows. I always skip what Hot Wings thinks. It did get to be a bit tedious for a while. Becca says, were you at Beer Bunker? She thought that all this time I've been saying Beer Bunker North. No, ma'am. Fear. Like, it was, that happened. I started referring to things as the fear bunker when COVID hit, which, by the way, feels like that was 30 years ago when that happened. Don't be a flash hole saying, look, if my flat hazards are on when I'm traveling that slow, there should be no problem traveling behind me. I want to get a bumper sticker that I've seen that exists that says the closer you get, the slower I go. Linda says, I'm leaving for a 10:30 meeting. Someone remind Eric about his 11 a.m. meeting. I'm on it. I appreciate you. Chris says that's when EZ goes to break his sobriety streak. Which, by the way, Chris, you won't believe this, man. I got a story about Chris coming up. He's my soccer connection. I had a goddamn drinking dream the other day that I woke up and I was so upset in like real life. I woke up and I'm still stuck in dream state, but I got up out of bed and I walked around and I had my hand over my forehead and over my eyes. And I was like, oh, God damn it. You did it. You did it. You screwed it up. And the dream was that I got drunk. And you can look this up. It's a thing. It's called, if you just look up alcoholic drinking dreams, like a lot of times, it's just, I permanently damage my brain. It just hardwired it into there, and it's trying to trick me that I've consumed alcohol. And there have been so many times where, I've gotten up out of bed, and then the day begins, and then I'm in a horrible mood, and I'm thinking, wait, why am I upset? I'm upset because I drank. No, you didn't drink. You did not drink. You're fine. I actually have to verbalize that conversation. And then, because this has been so many years now, the decades have just ripped by. And it's like, wow, that is so strange to me. Chris says, I have them a lot too. Well, I don't. Do you have the thirst? Are you like me? Are you an alcoholic? I hope not. If you are, I love alkies. Especially the recovering alcoholics. Those are my favorite. I don't like the alkies who can't shake it. I want to grab them, fucking beat their ass. Let's see. Show Bro Michael says, I remember the first time paintball and the adrenaline was just flowing through me. Was such a rush. I used to be pretty big in the paintball when I was in high school here in Syracuse, New York. Well, welcome to you, Michael. I'm glad you're here and enjoying the show in beautiful Syracuse. Aram writes, it was very funny. He listens to old shows a lot. When Kurt Busch said on the air that he does not listen to What Hot Wings Thinks and that it's his least favorite part of the show. I do not remember that, but fuck. Oh, no. Chris writes, 506 days without, hence the uptick in running. Aha. We are wired similarly. I see that. I wish I could run. God, I miss it so much. I wish I could. God, I got so much to talk about today. Let's talk about the radio meltdown that happened today. Okay, now I'm blessed with this so that I can, 20 minutes before the show starts, I roll out of bed and I let the doggies out. I get coffee. I come up here. I sit down. To my left, there's a couple pieces of equipment that indicate that things are the way they're supposed to be. Looks a little bit wonky. And I'm like, something wrong. So I reach out to the gentleman who would help me with that. His name is JJ. There's a JJ at this radio station. There's a JJ, a JC, a J-Bo, and a Joe Mama. Joe Mama, J-Bo, JC, JJ. JJ, I got nothing. Okay, hang on. tinker, tinker, button. How about now? Looks good. Okay, start. Boom. Start the show. Welcome into the insane. This is how it starts every single time. I don't want to even do it because I'll get a YouTube ticket. Anyway, welcome to the Eric Zane Show, or the Insane Asylum. Okay, here we go. Here's one from the Rolling Stones. I start it, get back up. I got to get another cup of coffee, like I indicated when I started the show. Then it's gone. Come back upstairs, can't get it restarted. Reach out to JJ. Again, all this shit, nothing. Now it's like time is ticking. It's passing. Dead air. He goes, I'm going to take the control over so that we at least get music on the air. So my setup talks to their setup. It's constantly handing the football off. So if I have the football, I'm broadcasting here and I'm playing the music and then all that stuff. And then I'll hit a button and I'll send it back to them to play the commercials. And then it automatically comes back to me. And then I got the football again and I'm running. Well, I can't get that football from the fucking thing. It's hanging on to it. They own football. I'm like, oh my God. Chris says, yeah, kind of like the start of Who Are These Zanes on Thursday. LOL. Yeah, that was rough. So there's been technical issues that have been, that's the thing. We are blessed with technology. But when it goes wrong, oh my God. And it can just happen where out of the blue, everything just shits the bed. It turns out that the very first problem that I was dealing with today, it was easily fixed because something had gotten unplugged on my end here. The dog walked around down here, something bumps something and something disappears, gets unplugged or whatever. So all of a sudden I plug it back in. All right, it's great. And then we start doing our thing. And then, oh, no, it's not. Now then you're like, well, is it connected to the first problem? We don't know. Holy shit. All we know is that Easy's not on the air. People are fucking freaking out. And I'm sitting here picking my dick and trying to help these guys troubleshoot. Like, fuck it. I'm going to go clean the kitchen. Went downstairs, cleaned the kitchen. All is good. Got all my fucking chores done. All my boring work. We do have a short week this week. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are normal. Taking a long weekend. Thursday, Friday. Friday, I'll be on the radio from Q100. I'm actually going to be on the radio from Q100. I'm traveling up there. So this is how it is. Wednesday, I get done radio show, get done with my podcast. And then all you will have for content is not the best of on Thursday and Friday on the free platform and on Monday. And then on the Patreon, you will get something to listen to while I'm away. 3-hour show, something to listen to I'm away on Thursday, Friday, and Monday. Those shows won't be new to Aram, who listens to all the old shows anyway. But that's what I'm going to be doing. But I'm doing radio on Thursday morning from here and then leaving, going. The Queen of the Forest, myself, and puppy dogs are growing up north. We will have a grand total, potentially, of 10 dogs at Fear Bunker North. 10! 4 from EZ and Pooh Bear. 2 from Charity Scam Mike. 1 from Charity Scam Mike's daughter. That's 7. 1 from my stepsister's daughter. That's 8. Dog's name is Rue. And then 9 would be the dog Bowie, and 10 would be the dog Charlie, who's a Yorkshire Terrier, his little fucking thing. Oh, wait a minute, 11. Because I forgot there's one more, too. What's that dog's name? Harley? I don't know. 11 dogs. And then, I mean, people were talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We'll probably have... then my dad and Joanne, 18 to 20 people, Fear Bunker North. Wow. Chris says that's a lot of shit for Darla to eat. Darla doesn't eat shit. It's O'Neill. Come on. Get serious. Fucking that shit up on me. All right. I have lots of stories I have to get to from the weekend. First off, the trip up yesterday to Fear Bunker North. It was literally wake up, get coffee, Go up north. The reason why? The grass is knee high. It needed to be mowed because I've got all these people coming up. I don't want a place to look like shit. I get in there. I'm all set, ready to go. I know what I need to do. There's a riding mower up there. Charge the battery already. Put the battery in. Install. Fresh gas. Boom. Fire it up. Bam. Done. Fire up the little push mower to get in the tight spots. Boom. Done. Fire up the weed eater. Clean up all the mess in this really tight spots. Bam. Done. Killing it. Holy shit. Then I wish you're thinking that I wish I had something terrible happen to make this hilarious, but I don't have anything. I crushed it. Then it's time to prime the outhouse. Yeah, look at that. There you go. My OSB outhouse. I put a nice thick coat of oil-based primer on there. Get in all the neat little pores. That is a scrap OSB that I pulled out of my neighbor's dumpster. You all said, easy, you should not, that OSB is not intended to be exposed to the elements. That will fall apart in 2 years. And I'm like, okay. Well, maybe this time it won't. That's all I'm hoping on. If you had not told me that OSB is not to be used, exposed to the elements, I would have probably used that for every project I've ever done. So thank you for telling me that. I feel like a fucking asshole. But you're probably like, where is the door for that? I still have to make the door. I have a piece of OSB painted, and I have to put some 2x4s on one side of it to give it some structure and some rigidity. Throw on the hinges, boom, boom, zip, zip. Then we got the door. Good to go. Now, look, for this place, though, OSB is like, high-end marble when it comes to materials for what we use up there. This is a hideaway. This isn't any place nice. Well, it's nice, but you're kind of roughing it, with the exception of if you have a camper. Pooh Bear will not use the outhouse. She goes, I'm never going in there. I don't give a shit what you do. She goes, I don't care if the floor is made of gold. I'm not going in that outhouse. I go, I get it. No problem. I'll use the outhouse. Other people will use the outhouse. But there is an outhouse. I have a shed full of my equipment and so on and so forth, and the old-ass trailer. It's awesome. I went in there yesterday. Thank you, Stevie. She says it looks nice. Aram says he took the picture from far enough away that it doesn't look bad yet. Okay. Well, I'll zoom in then, I guess. If that's what you want me to do. That's as far as I can zoom in. It's OSB. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. But I'm telling you, this is better than what it was. I didn't take any before pictures, but this is a lot better. There's a brand new roof on there that I put. The decking for the shingles is also OSB. So hopefully the shingles don't leak. Yeah, in the future, I am not going to use OSB when I do a project up there. So thank you for informing me that OSB is not supposed to be used. All right. But yes, it's not supposed to look that great, for God's sakes. It's a piece of shit outhouse. Come on now. Anyway, I got all that shit done and then jumped back in the car and hustled home and still made the tail end of my grandson's birthday. That was awesome. I got out of the car. He gave me a great big hug. Happy birthday to him. My two grandsons were there, Grayson and Rowan. They love me dearly. I love them. It was good to see everybody. The day before was Saturday, and the plan was to go to the racetrack, and it was great at Berlin Raceway. Chris writes, OSB is high end. Chris K. Blue tarp is standard. Thank you. Bob says, don't forget about the duct tape. Yes. So I reached out to Kevin Kuipers. First of all, before I talk about this, Kevin Kuipers is our bowling champion here when it comes to audience members. He's bowled so many 300 games that I'm not kidding you. He's not positive how many he's bowled. He's that good. So I'm sitting next to him at the track, and we're watching the races, like in between races. So I'd strike up conversation with him. I go, so what does it take to go pro? He goes, I could go pro right now. You just have to apply for a card and pay for it. I go, yeah, but I mean, I couldn't be a pro. He goes, no, you couldn't be a pro. I go, well, yeah, but that's what I'm asking. What does it take? He goes, oh, most pros, he goes, you can get your PBA card with a 200 average. I go, what's yours? He says, 224. I go, your average is 224. He says, yes. I go, fuck me. That's impressive. I go, well, why don't you do it? He goes, it's not worth it. I go, what are you talking about? It's not worth it. Can't you get sponsors? He goes, I have people that offer me sponsorships all the time. I go, well, what type of sponsorships? What is it? He goes, well, regularly, the type of sponsorships that people get are usually in the neighborhood of about $100,000 a year. I go, well, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, but then you're bowling a lot and you're traveling a lot. So it doesn't necessarily add up because especially, and there's a lot of people who bowl as good as I do. They're like a dime a dozen. Unless you're winning all the time, there's only a handful of people who are turning a profit. So he goes, it's just not worth it. I go, oh, okay. So then he kind of buries the lead there because he tells me that this coming weekend, I'm going to get some of this wrong, but he's explaining to me that this weekend, I think he's here. He is here. Is Kite Bro 3? Is that Kevin? No more beer for Kevin. Is that you on Kite Bro 3? He explains to me, and I'm probably going to get some of this wrong. He goes, but this weekend, here in Grand Rapids, there's a tournament. And the winner gets $15,000. I'm bowling in that. And I'm like, fuck yes, this is it. This is it. This is the big one. So, I don't have all the details stuck in my brain. But if Cutie Patootie throws it like Kingpin, he has a chance to win some fat stacks. He says it is one of the hardest tournaments in the Midwest. He described it to me as a lot of these pro bowlers will show up to this. I guess this is an open or something like that, just to try to collect the payday. So Kevin's going up with some of the top bowlers in the Midwest. Dude, fuck that shit. I want you to strut in there like goddamn Walter in The Big Lebowski and just take no fucking prisoners. If you have to, wave your piece around the lane. Oh, my God. Tyler says, Kevin, after winning a tournament, have you ever screamed out, who do you think you are? I am. One of our favorite bowling moments of all time. Who do you think? That's all you got to type. Who do you think? And it pops up. The legendary Pete Weber, who the character in Kingpin, played by Bill Murray, was crafted after. Like inspired. Bill Murray's character in Kingpin was inspired by Pete Weber. All I know is that in this clip, fucker had to nail it. And he did. And everybody's going crazy. And it goes like this.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Shit, why is it beeped? I don't want it beeped.
That is right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
Who do you think? I don't get it. Who's he talking to?
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
That is why I did it. Number 5. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
That's right.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Get it right.
Did it right. Very confused on that. I did it right? Like, was there a chance he could have done it wrong? If he did it wrong, would he have thrown 2 balls? Aram says he said in an interview what he meant to say. Yeah, I think we might have played that. I don't want to know, though, what he actually meant. I love the idea that he said, I did it right. Who do you think you are? I am. Did it right. Pete Weber. Kuipers, has anybody ever crushed it in a game or a series and yelled out, who do you think you are? I am. Have you ever heard anybody yell that out? You should try that. By the way, I'm taking suggestions for the new color of the outhouse. I'm thinking about kind of like a powder blue with white. With white like around the trim, because I'm going to put trim on it. I like almost like a pastel. I'll take your suggestions, please. On the Shoreliner striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Molly votes hot pink. Bob quotes Walter addressing Smokey in The Big Lebowski. Smokey, this is not Nam, this is bowling. There are rules. Aram says putting trim on the outhouse, but not siding. That makes sense. I don't know that it does make sense. Bob says, Chris says, let me hear your suggestions. I want to see those phone lines light up. Another suggestion, second for hot pink or safety yellow. Kenny says paint the EZ Show logo blue and paint the trim white or yellow. So it's like that blue, like that type of blue. I hear you. Something that doesn't show dirt. How about brown? Ugh. I don't know. I like kind of like, I mean, you got to realize it's a very, very dense forest. It's just beautiful green half the year. And I want it to be a little brighter, like the red that it was. I don't know. That's just too much. Charity Scam Mike says, you're going to paint it red? I go, no, I'm not going to paint it red. Fuck you. He goes, what are you talking about? It's got to be red. I go, I don't want to make it red. It's been red. Okay. Today is weird because it's a Monday, and I have Act 1, Act 2 of the podcast. Because the radio station, we have the big staff meeting, and they're probably going to want some answers about what happened with the technical disaster that took place here that kept EZ from being off of the air. The audience is wondering what's up. They're wondering, did he already get fired? Here we are, 2 months and 2 days from the start of the insane asylum. Suggestion for camo color. Yeah, but that would mean I would have to buy numerous colors to do that. And I've never done that before. That is, you know, I don't think I want to go that route. Slap on one color. I don't think I'm going to do the camo thing, but I appreciate your suggestion. Okay, so this first Act 1 has been available for everybody on Facebook and Twitch and I'm sorry, Facebook, X, and YouTube. I'll just keep that going all the way to the end of it. But if you watch the show on Facebook, X, or YouTube, if you could, follow me on Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app on your mobile device and then search Eric Zane Live. Follow me, subscribe to me, all those fun things. It really does help me, so I appreciate that. And Patreon. Now, I have an update on Patreon. This week, there will be, other than the daily bonus, the Lost Zane recordings, and the something to listen to while I'm away, we're taking a week off from Who Are These Freebeers or Who Are These Zanes, because the week just we don't have the time. But next week, we will be back with Who Are These Freebeers. And we will be merging in Who Are These Steve and Kyles. There is a learning curve to that show. It is so devoid of content that it's actually managed to make it difficult to pull clips from. And I think you have to, what I'm learning is, after I listen to 2 full episodes of the show, that you start to pick up on the things that you can make fun of. But I listened to 1 full episode of that show, and I said, I don't have anything there I can clip. There's actually, it's so devoid of anything interesting. And I know that sounds terribly insulting, but I actually do try to be somewhat fair and critical at the same time when I do listen to these shows. Okay? But I had such a difficult time listening to 1 episode that I went, I'm having a hard time even concentrating. It's so horribly boring. And other than just playing, hey, listen to how boring this is, I was having a hard time figuring something out, like an angle to discuss or to point out. You know how, like, for example, when we do Who Are These Freebeers, and like I park on like laugh talking or Freebeers self-triggering moments or the crispy R's, or relying on the show prep and playing audio that doesn't need to be played, and Freebeer getting fussy, and Steve being boring and just droning on and on. Those are all little elements that stand out that we can actually use to clip. I was getting none of that from the Steve and Kyle show. But then I listened to one full episode and I went, okay, I'm getting somewhere, and I think there will be enough for at least an episode. But it was a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. So that will be a thing in the very near future. Who are these Steve and Kyles? Tyler says, so it's so bad and boring, there isn't even anything to park on. LOL. Yeah, it's a lot of like inside conversations from things. Like they'll develop an inside joke on their show that they will carry over into the next show, and they won't give you the background of it in the next show from what happened in the previous show, and they'll just start talking about it like it's something everyone should know, and it becomes even more silly and disjointed with each passing episode of just mundane, stupid conversations. They don't really talk about anything that's actually going on in the world. And if they do ever tell something that is from their own personal lives, it's so full of hyperbole and pointless anecdotes and attempts at jokes, swings and misses. You're just kind of like left wondering what the fuck is happening after about 2 or 3 minutes of this droning. Now, Steve, as you know, drones badly. Kyle does not. He inflects, but he fucking sucks. So I just want you to know that is coming up on Patreon. So sign up for my Patreon for 7 days free, patreon.com/Eric Zane. The open and live stream of today's show brought to you by Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. He's the best. Love him. I just heard from Jacob Bennett. Remember Bennett Flooring Installations? He's not advertising right now, but he said I should have had the AC inspected because something blew up on him. Oh, my God. Yeah, you should have. I warned you, buddy. 616-516-8579 for the immortal Joe Martinez. Hey, what's up? It's your pal EZ with another amazing partner for the Eric Zane Show podcast, the Eufy Video Lock. Oh, my gosh. Smart lock, 2K cam, and doorbell, 3-in-1 triple security. You got everything in one device. All right. Rather than install piecemeal, hoping that you got this app that it's going to work okay and that app. And oh, my God. This is not just for security, but also for convenience. No more worrying about losing keys. And you can assign passwords to your family members and see them coming back home via the integrated camera. So, you know, like they all have their codes. They walk up to the door. They punch it in. The door unlocks. In they go. And, of course, it's a video camera, so it's all there. You can see who shows up at your door. This is fantastic. We live in a golden age for home security. And the Eufy Video Lock is the top of the heap, okay? You can go to eufyofficial.com/video lock for more information. This thing is easy to install. The setup, all you need is a Phillips screwdriver, no drilling or anything like that. All the keyless entry components make it so fantastic. 0.3-second fingerprint recognition. Amazing. No battery anxiety. You've got the ultimate, I don't know what it is, super lithium whatever that keeps this thing powered for a long, long time. No monthly fee on this, unlike other brands that do that. They just bend you over and charge you a monthly fee. I love the Eufy Video Lock. Get to eufyofficial.com/video lock. EUFY official.com/video lock. Okay, that is it. It's meeting time. I'll talk to you in a bit. Thank you for the reminder, Chris. And I will talk to you in not that long. More of the show coming up after my radio meeting. Thank you. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, it'll just connect right to it. Hey, here we go. And just like that, back at it again. Welcome in to Act 2 of a Monday for the Eric Zane Show podcast. So quite literally, I got done with Act 1. I walked into the other room to go tinkle into the bathroom, not like my bedroom. And I had, just before that, I clicked onto the Zoom to start the Zoom meeting for the staff meeting. And all the friendly faces are popping up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to go tinkle, just catch a pee. I run into the other room. Phone rings, and it's JJ. Remember I told you about JJ. It's JJ. I pick it up while I'm peeing. Now, Eric, I have Engineer Anthony the Brain, of course, myself, JJ, and I have Jacob from Tieline. Tieline is the company that makes this piece of equipment that you can't see, that makes it so that I can do what I do. We're going to get to the bottom of this now. Okay. I'm peeing. Now, it's not, when you're on the phone and you're peeing, you don't want people to know that you're peeing. So you got to draw your pee up onto the porcelain, on the beach, so it doesn't make the hitting of the water sound, pee hitting the water sound. So I'm doing that. So I'm aiming my ding dong and, trying not to splash. Finish that up, expertly done. I go, what should I do about the staff meeting? They go, don't even worry about the staff meeting. So I come back in there and into this room. And they start talking, hey, Eric. And they start talking to me. I go, oh, hey, I'm on with engineering and Tieline. Gotta go. Bye. They wanted me to do some finagling to test it out. So I did that. It's all boring. But the best part is they determined that everything in this room is working accordingly. which is it's very, very important to me because, I don't want to leave anything to chance that I am somehow responsible. Like I've done something, and even if it was, it's not like I did anything to it. I finished my week's broadcasting up here on Friday, and then I sit back down Monday to do it, and it doesn't work. I don't know what to tell you. And it's just the damnedest thing. So these poor people over at the radio company are just banging their heads against the wall. And so for about 15, 20 minutes, I'm listening to them, try to troubleshoot and all this stuff. And I go, hey, do you need me? Yeah, you can go. You can go. So I don't even know if I'm going to be on the air tomorrow. These poor folks are just beating their heads against the wall, like I said. And I'm sitting here. Here's Anthony the Brain. Hang on a second. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, buddy, I just started a podcast. Can I call you back in like 45?
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Oh, it's no problem. It's no problem. I was talking about you on the podcast.
Yeah, give me a shot when you're done.
Okay, buddy, see you.
Thanks.
That's the Brain. Oh, my God. These people, see, he's chomping at the bit. He's like, hey, easy, we got to fix this. I know it. I'm doing my best, buddy. So, all right. Okay, talked about short week, talked about, I talked about up north. It's going to be awesome. We got the fish fry. Stong, charity scam Mike. He's got this big, open, giant vat of hot oil. And like I indicated before to you, he's been fishing and catching walleye and then and perch. And then he has this wet batter, and then we fry the fish. And then I'm on the fries. I've got 2 fucking fryers, baskets, dropping the fries just like I do at work. Salting just like I do at work. And by the way, there's nothing better than just plain old Ore-Ida fries. Ore-Ida fries are even off-brand. Meyer or anything, as long as it's frozen fries. They do something in those to make them superior. You're going to get people that say, yeah, man, I just take, I cut my own potatoes. No, they fucking always come up soggy. They always come out soggy. It's a disaster. You want to go with something that's made by people who do this for a living, flash frozen, and then you cook them appropriately. It's okay if they thaw, as long as you use store-bought fries. I am a big proponent of store-bought fries. I've tried it all. I've tried making my own fries. I've tried even starting a fry with regular potatoes, okay, and frying them in peanut oil and like 2 different types of oil. Rebecca says, my husband makes homemade fries all the time. They are never soggy. Well, I need some help then, because I have exhausted every means of trying to make this a thing, and they're always shitty. It's like you hold them, and it's like limp dick fry. So your husband, who I think his name is Terry or Gary or Larry or Jerry or Neil. Kevin. His name is Kevin, right? Isn't it Kevin? Yes, I got it, Kevin. I said Kevin before you typed it. I'm so happy. God damn it. And I'm glad that is top of mind, because there were some bad name incidents over the weekend. Chris says, gotta double fry. First time at a lower temp. Second time at 350 to 375. Yeah, I don't know. Bob says frozen Arby's curly fries is in an air fryer are identical to the restaurant. Look, all I know is that the Gordon Food Service fries that I make at Bosco's come out perfect. They're awesome. And they're big. They're long fries. All right. So anyway, that's going on. The thing is, Mike says to me, I'm low on fish. I go, are we going to have to actually buy fish? We may actually, for the first time, have to buy fish. Talked about short week. Talked about Stephen Kyle. I accept challenge. Challenge accepted on that show. I can clip that shit. And I think that if Ben Glaze is hearing this, he needs to know that there is a learning curve. Stick with it. Just keep focused, get caught up on a few shows and figure something out, and you will be fine. I heard from Jeremy K., the truck driver, he was with us on the first show, the first act. He sent me some great clips from Who Are These Free Beers. So we are already loaded for that show next week. Again, we have a short week this week. Okay. This is how Saturday went for me. I had a ton of chores to do here. I had to help Madison move from, she was here for a couple of weeks after school finished. Now she's into summer residence with a bunch of chicks. Okay. That was part of the day. And then chores, honey-do list, and then got to be in the shower by, say, I don't know, 6. Okay? And I was under the impression the races started at 7. Now, I think I'm wrong on that. I think that typically the races start at 6, so that would have been weird. But all that goes out the window, okay? Because I was actually sitting on the toilet at 4:07 plotting out, okay, I've got a voice track for the oldies radio station, Big 101.3. I have to edit up Who Are These Zanes that we recorded live on Thursday. I have to edit the audio. I have to edit the audio from the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, post both of those to Patreon. So I have some homework to do here in the studio after I finish going poo-poo. And then I also have to shower and I have to fix my hair. And we all know that's all very, very important. However, imagine the feeling I had when, while I'm sitting on the toilet, bzz, bzz, I get a message, and it's from Kuipers, who's bowling for $15,000 this weekend. We talked about that. Kuipers says, "Where are you sitting?" And I'm like, okay. This seems like he's there at the track at Berlin. Tell me that's not the case. There's no way that this race is underway. So I go to berlinraceway.com. You would think I would know these things, considering I talk about them all the time. Sure as shit. They've already done the national anthem. They started at 4 p.m. All through May, they start at 4 p.m. I know this. I am so fucked. My first reply to Kuipers was, I'm running a little behind schedule. It's like, a little behind schedule? Holy fuck, I am not even close. So right away, I'm doing damage control. How can I get out of this house and on my way to the racetrack? Okay, first of all, get off the toilet. Shower is, I have to get the shower in. I have to get hair in. That has to happen. So those are not negotiable. Patreon audio shows, Ben and Eric and Who Are These Zanes, can wait till after the event. Okay, the event starts at 4, so that means I'll probably be driving out of there by 7:30. Okay? My oldies show on Big 101.3 starts at 6 p.m. I do have to get a couple hours of voice tracking in. Tyler says, quote, "Where are you sitting?" On the toilet. Where are you sitting? So at this point, I'm like texting Kuipers, like, yeah, dude, I fucked up. Then I'm not even trying to hide it. I'm like, yeah, I hope to be there at soon. I don't even have a time. I quickly record 2 hours of Big 101.3. And quite literally, it's just hit a button, hear the last 5 seconds of Joy to the World by Three Dog Night, and go, hey, here we are, Big 101.3. Here's Michael Jackson. Gonna rock with you all night. Hey, that's Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. Here's 38 Special. So caught up in you. Click. Oh, my God. The Beatles, legendary. Here's Sticks. That's it. I talked for about 6 seconds in the first 2 hours of broadcast, if you were listening to that shit. So that took me about 2 minutes. Shower, shave, fix my hair, out the door. I rolled into the this is at from 407 when I was pooping. I'm pulling into the parking lot at 4:50. Okay? And it was a 19-minute drive to the track. Holy shit. Legendary. Roll in. I go, hey, did you get your tickets at will call? He goes, no, man, I paid for them. I go, oh, Jesus Christ. I had tickets, pit passes there for you. Oh, my God. So I gave him $20 for what he spent. I go, that's terrible. I'm so sorry about that. By the way, we were sitting there watching the races, and I go, dude, we got these pit passes. Let's go. Have you ever been in there? He goes, no, not at this track. I go, let's go in there. We go in there and just start, like, making friends with people. It was fantastic. It's awesome because if you're, like, the curious type like I am, like, I don't know anything about auto racing or whatever, but they've got these types of cars at the track this weekend. It's a touring team called, like, the sprint cars. And they've got these huge motors in these tiny, tiny cars that go so fast they need a big, giant scoop on the roof, like hanging up to keep the downforce, to keep the car on the track, or else it'll take off like a 747. And the cars are super light. They don't have, like, there's all sorts of equipment that they don't need on the car to make it as light as possible. These cars are so light that they don't even have a starter to start the car. They have to have another vehicle push it up to speed, and then they pop the clutch, and then the motor starts. These cars go around this half-mile track. I think it's a little bit more than a half mile. I'm not for sure of the size of that track. In like 13 seconds. It's unbelievable. While we're watching the races, though, there was a super modified or super limited late model car. A guy driving in the main event for the limited late models. And the guy's going around, and on the back stretch of that track, it's open. It's like you see like the giant Jumbotron and the flag pole where the flag is, and there's no stands there or anything. That's the back stretch of this track. Some guy lost control, and his car went off the track and jumped like Bo and Luke Duke and landed like in the woods, okay? And Kuipers and I are in the infield, and we didn't see the actual wreck, but it was described to us. That fucking thing went like 100 yards into the woods. Then all of a sudden you see smoke rolling up from where it landed. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And then a member of his team, it might have been his family member, because these are all like, you know, brothers, sisters, moms, and dads. These aren't like really famous people or anything like that. Some guy goes sprinting through the pits, runs across the track, thinking that this dude is dead, and he gets there, and the guy's fucking climbing out of the car. He's fine. So, Jesus Christ, everybody thought that guy was dead. There's a guy that's racing in the sprint cars by the name of Ari Lyondike Jr. You might remember him if you've ever seen The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Yeah, that fucker was driving at the race, so that was kind of cool. His dad, Ari Lyondike, won the Indy 500 a couple of times, so that was neat to have him there. Kuipers and I walk around, and then these guys with their sprint cars, and it doesn't matter. You can just strike up a conversation with anyone from the pit crew, and they'll tell you exactly what you need to know. What does this do? What does this do? We had the nicest guy talking to us, this old man, and he said, well, you can get up on top of our trailer on our hauler and watch the races if you want. It was so cool. But the highlight, I think, for Kuipers was watching me interact with people, because it's such a goddamn train wreck. Look, I've talked to you about names and faces. I get nervous when I interact with people. I get jittery and jumpy, and instead of just having a normal interaction, this is the way an interaction should be. If someone recognizes me from the show and they walk up, hey, EZ, how are you? I'm fine. Hey, who are you? Oh, hey, well, nice to meet you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Thanks. This is the way it goes for me. Okay, first off, little background. Kuipers looks forward to this shit because last year we went to the track, and I run into a guy who works at the track, and his name is TJ. And I see him every time. And I've probably seen him 5 times before this moment with Kuipers last year. And he comes walking up, and he goes, EZ. I go, hey, what's up? And I'm like, God damn it. instead of just, Kuiper says it's DJ. It's not TJ? Well, fuck, I can't even get it right now. DJ. So I'm like, God damn it. I could just get away with saying, hey, man, what up, guy? Hey, pal. I did ask him his name, but the name that I came up with is historic. If his real name is DJ, I could see if I said TJ or BJ or LJ or AJ or ZJ. It doesn't matter. Or Derek or James, because the D and the J. No. I said, and I don't know where this came from, isn't your name Mo? What a fucking asshole. And Kuiper just goes, what the fuck? What just happened? And he goes, no, it's DJ. I go, oh, yeah, okay. We're walking along. This dude walks up, and he's tall. And he comes up to me. He goes, Eric Zane. Now, I thought that who I was looking at was Tristan Grant. He used to play with the Griffins. Kuipers knows who Grant is. And I go, hey, what's up? And I thought it was Tristan. And the guy goes, oh, man, you don't have to act like you know me. I go, oh, well, who are you? He says, I'm Scott. I think it was Scott. I go, oh, I thought you were Tristan. I thought you were somebody else. Sorry. So that was weird. Nice interaction with the guy. Prior to that, before we went into the pits, we're walking. You have to go out of the track and go to the will call window to get his wristband. There's a guy walking away from where we want to be, and he sees me. He goes, Eric Zane. I go, hey, yeah. What up? Yeah, man. What's your name again? And he goes, I think he said Evan, didn't he? He said Evan or Ethan, Kevin. Evan, or was it Evan? I go, where have we met? Now, I don't know. I don't recognize him at all. It's like in my brain, I can't really come up with the fact that maybe you've never met these people. Kuiper says, I thought it was Jeff. Even if I've I don't know why I always feel compelled to get the backstory. How do I know you? Where have I met you before? That doesn't fucking matter. All I need to do is say, hey, what's up? Who are you again? If you don't remember their name, whatever. I'm Ethan. Hey, what's up? But no, I'm like, hey, have we met? He goes, yeah. So this guy I did meet. And I go, where? He goes, Bosco's Pub. I go, oh, fucking A, that's awesome. Okay, great. Now, this is where it gets weird. I can't just leave that alone. My eyes go to his shirt. And he has a person's shirt face on their shirt. On a T-shirt. And in my brain, what I came up with was he's wearing the type of shirt that someone would wear when they have a dear friend who dies. And then in their sadness and sorrow, they go and they get a shirt made up of the deceased. And then in the top, it'll say in loving memory of so-and-so, so-and-so, date of birth, date of death. When you're sad, you do shit like that. I saw somebody driving around in a truck yesterday on the way back from Fear Bunker North that had a, script on the back of his truck that said, in loving memory of, and had the, oh my God. I think that's, eventually you're going to get over that. I don't know if it's me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be reminded. But anyway, people do. So that's what I thought he was wearing. Okay. And Now, if that's the case, all I have to do is say, hey, good to see you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. But no. I feel I must say something. I said, whose life are we celebrating there? Who is this person that we're remembering on your shirt? Now again, this started out with, hey, what's up? Hey, all right. Boss goes, oh, why am I should just ignore this. I have to make a conscious effort to limit these conversations. Kuipers is watching all this. This is as entertaining to him as the race cars, these moments. I'm not letting him down. And the guy goes, now, if he had said, yes, this is my beloved son, he's dead, or this is my brother, I mean, where does that leaves you? Nowhere. It's like, God damn it, what am I doing? Turns out, this guy is not dead. This was done apparently to ridicule him for something like he lost fantasy football or some shit. And dude who we just talked to is wearing this shirt just because he had nothing else to wear and he's going to the races, so it doesn't matter what he fucking wears. So I know you want this all to be like it was horrible, but it wasn't. Thank God. My God. Tyler says, I don't know if I'd be able to contain my laughter if I witnessed these interactions in person. LOL. Now, you need to understand, these all happen in an instant. Like, from the time we turn the corner to get to the will call window, to making eye contact with Guy, to when he's telling me that this guy is not dead, 15 seconds. Okay? It's bang, bang. Oh. My God. Kuiper says it's worth the price of admission. Well, if you're with me, it's free, but it's fucking incredible. Kuipers, was there one more? There was Tristan guy who I did not know, and then he said, you don't have to act like you know me. And then there was T-shirt guy. There might have been someone else. I can't recall. But it was fucking great. We had a ball. And then the races were great. I can't say enough about that place. I have a great time every time I go there. All right. Now, before I get to my soccer story, Chris Denham invited me over to be the PA announcer for the, Wood TV guy. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Oh, no. Hold on. God damn it. Oh. We're in the pits. They have hired help that when the driver gets out of the race car and the winner's circle, there's a guy there that interviews him. He's got headsets on and he's on the internet. They use a certain interface called Flow Racing. And Zach Herrig, formerly from Fox 17, is the guy. He's always the guy that interviews racers. Races start. We watched several of the interviews live from when we were sitting in the grandstand. But now we're right there. Zach Herrig, we're walking right up to him. Kuipers is with me. And I go, let's go talk to Zach Herrig. He's great. I go walking up to him. And I go, Zach! And he turns around. And it's not Zach. It is some guy I've never seen before in my life. His name is Blake something. He goes, oh, I'm not Zach. I go, oh, yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm Eric Zane. Nice. Who are you? Blake so-and-so. Nice to meet you, Blake. And then Kuiper saves it because Kuipers knows who he is. He's a weather guy on TV8. Now, the dude looks like he's 21, but he can't be. He's got to be in his 30s. And so, let's see. Tyler says, we're going to need Kuipers to wear a GoPro next time so we can review these moments with video. God. So Kuipers then strikes up a conversation with him because Kuipers watched him when he was doing tornado coverage when the Portage tornado hit. Him and one of the other meteorologists. And Kuipers says, you did a great job in tornado coverage. And I go, were you chasing the storm? And he goes, no. I was in the studio warning people to take cover. And I'm like, oh, of course. Of course you were. God damn it. I guess Kuipers was like, yeah, you were just very thorough and, making it very clear to take cover. Viewers in this area, take cover immediately. Tornado on the ground at so-and-so road and so-and-so road. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maureen said it was so bad I blacked it out. I absolutely blacked it out. Fuck. That all happened in like less than 1 hour. It was a gaff-filled weekend. I'm at the soccer stadium. The Michigan Rangers are the team that we are playing. I'm sorry, the Michigan Rangers are the team that I work for. That is Chris Denham. We're playing the Southern Indiana Guardians. I get there with plenty of time to spare. I have a list of the names that are numerical roster on the other team, and I've got enough time, okay, that on the sheet that says Southern Indiana Guardians, I can go and get the pronunciations because they had a lot of foreign players. So I go and there's a guy sitting there watching the Southern Indiana Guardians warm up. And I go, pardon me, hello, I want to know, can you help me with name pronunciation? He says, yes, I can. So I go over the list with him and he says, no, and I write down phonetically how to say all these names. Okay. I get it all done. And then it's time to start the game. Okay. Now all I have to do is announce the starting 11 for the Southern Indiana Guardians. Now, I'm a little nervous because it's new. I know I've done this a million times. And if I were to ever do this, any type of announcing for the first time and I'm not nervous, that would be weird. I always would be a little jittery because you just don't know. It's an unknown thing. It's brand new. Now, Chris here, who's sitting here watching us right now, he's seated to my right. Now, Chris is part of the organization of the entire Michigan Rangers soccer program. And that's composed of very young people all the way up to these semi-pro players. And a lot of these players are just starting college or in college, and a lot of their coaches in their college systems, D1 and D2 schools, want them to play in this program so they can keep playing soccer competitively during the offseason. So that's it. We're at the Davenport University field. And it's a great setup. And I have my list to introduce of the Guardians first. Now, in my haste to do this, when I did the numerical roster, I wrote Southern Indiana Guardians. But I was a little bit too hasty in writing Guardians. And though I had said it many times, not only could I not read that it said Guardians, my writing was so bad that I couldn't read Guardians. And I couldn't remember what their name was. So on the PA, the audience hears, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field. Here's your starters for the Southern Indiana. Now, you may notice that I didn't say Guardians there. That's because I couldn't read my fucking writing. So I'm like, and I let go of the button, and I look to my right at Chris, and I go, who are these guys? Chris, back me up on this. And he goes, Guardians. Hit the button. Please welcome the Southern Indiana Guardians. Starting a forward, number 11. Oh, my God. It was terrible. And there's a YouTube video of this somewhere. I should have thought ahead and gotten this YouTube video to play for you to hear that shit. I need to do a better job of posting when these games are so that you can see it, see how it works. I got to do better. I was pretty despondent. In fact, it was so bad. I was so shitty. There was a couple times, like, there'd be a free kick. Like, if a guy's running around and somebody fucks him up and he falls, a whistle blows and the ref will go free kick. Rangers. Okay, you have to announce that. Free kick, Rangers. So Chris is doing a good job. He knows when I'm to say it. Free kick, Rangers. I'm like, oh, what happened? Huh? Oh, okay. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then one time it was like, I think I did this more than once. Free kick Rangers. But what did I say? Free kick Guardians. First, I can't remember the fucking name of the team. And then I'm saying it's a free kick Guardians. Oh. Chris is blaming himself over this. It's like, what? Me, you, and Colton will be better next time. Next time around. I don't think you were in trouble at all. Was this happening the night before your marathon? Amy asks. Yes, this is Friday. So you ended up running the 26.2 on Saturday. God. That is incredible. You're an absolute beast. All right. So that, other than that, it was fine. It was, you know, I was a little disappointed in myself, but I think that, like I said, this whole weekend between all the shit that was on Friday night, and then Saturday was with Kuipers at the races. That was a goddamn debacle. And then up north on Sunday, I've packed a lot into it. But there you go. I couldn't wait to get here and tell those stories. And then I said to Kuipers, I go, dude, I got to put all this shit down in my note taker. Because if I don't, I will forget to talk about it. And I show him what I do. I go right to my talk about running into a spectator at the races, which that's my way of saying talking about awkward interactions with people. And then I wrote late with Kuipers, which was a story in and of itself. So then I got home Saturday, posted the Patreon shows. I was a little bit disappointed because my mic sounded like shit in one of those. Everything was fucked up. And then it leaks over into Monday doing this radio show here. Okay. Before I do anything else, I have to catch up on sponsors. I've only really done one. Okay. And I don't really even have that much time left for show, but I'm going to rattle off a ton of them. So if you're listening to the audio podcast, if you bump ahead, okay, during these, that means you want to kill puppies. Don't you ever bump ahead from the sponsors. The fuck was that? We already talked about Rick from TC Paintball. He's awesome. How about Mario? The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of... Are you choking on something? What are you doing? The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage invites you to reach out to him when it comes time to get into your mortgage. He's fantastic, and this is good. No matter where you are in the U.S., he can help you, and I would love you to do that. Call Mario at 231-332-6505. 231-332-6505. He'll roll out the red carpet for you when it comes to getting pre-approved for a mortgage today. Buy that house and get out of paying rent, or if you've already way out of paying rent, just want to get another mortgage for a new purchase, reach out to Mario. Perhaps you need money out of your home that you've been in for quite some time. Get a little cash out of it to work on something, whatever that may be. I guess I'm feeling leisurely today. That's what's up here with my feet up. Berlin Raceway, of course, racing coming up this weekend, Saturday. We talked about them already. Always a great time. Get your family together. It is seriously $6 a beer, which is dirt cheap at any type of venue. There was some guy saying, yeah, man, it's expensive here. $6 a beer. We head over to Merritt Speedway. It's $3 a beer. I'm like, yeah, but it's fucking shit, okay? Anyway, BerlinRaceway.com. You're saving money because 15 and under is free. You can get in. Parking is free. That's awesome. Bring in a cooler with all your snacks and your soft drinks. No glass, no booze, no beer. Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. Thank you to Jeremy out the door. He opened up the pool this weekend. And my God, I could not believe how green it was. I poured a nuclear bomb's worth of chlorine into that thing. It was so green. And I tested the chlorine today, the free chlorine, and there's none in the pool. The chlorine has already been consumed. Anyway, I need to go over to Jennison Pool and Spa Depot and get some more liquid chlorine. Any type of pool supplies you need, 616-457-0500. They are on Chicago Drive in Jennison on the south side of the street, blue awning. Look them up to get exact location details for Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. They can repair anything on your pool or your hot tub. They can install a new in-ground pool. Ask about that. That's going to take some time. 616-457-0500. King's Room Barbershop, online at kingsroom.net. They are great. 3 locations, Caledonia, Northland Drive, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming, Michigan. Okay. I don't know about you, but when it comes to muscle cars, I love boats. And there's really nothing here. This caught my eye, and it gives you gives you an idea of where my mind goes and how much I love gigantic boat cars. This is a 1975 Dodge Charger. I love this thing. It's just got a 505 cubic inch motor on this thing. A Dodge Charger Daytona. I want this. Look at that. My God, is that thing huge. Holy shit. God only knows how heavy that is. Oh my God. So this is what it comes from. It comes off of like a I think this might be a Charger too. This might be a Cordoba. They take the Cordoba and they make it a fucking I don't fucking know or how they did it back then in 1975, but I love this goddamn thing and I just wanted to share it with you. Look at the inside of that. That is fantastic. Oh my God. Instant death if you get into it for somebody, whoever you hit with this tank. Man, that is sweet. All right. Just something that caught my eye, and I wanted to share it with you. Stevie says, I had a 1980 Buick LeSabre that was a massive boat. Nothing better. I need a boat. One of these cars. I would just love it. And then what you do is this is like the next step in being an old man, because when we did the car show over at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, people just show up and then they all they do is they just love to talk about their cars. So they bring in like a folding chair and they sit down and then they sit there for like 14 straight hours and just answer questions about their car. And then they get a trophy at the end of it and then they go home. That's what they do with their day. Or something like the Metro Cruise happens. And all they do is they just cruise in that thing. Sunday drive, so people look at you. Anybody who owns a car like that, a muscle car or any type of fancy car, it's all ego, okay? And it's ego in a great way because you're like, hey, I feel good about this. I love my car. I want people to look at the car, and I want them to look at me. You're craving attention. Too often people say that craving attention is a bad thing. It's the greatest thing. I live for attention. Okay? If I'm doing something, ultimately, if you trace it back, why am I doing this? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm doing it to get some type of attention, whether from one person or a group of people. I am always constantly looking to get some attention. Okay? Why do you think I redid that outhouse? I want people to say to me, Eric, look at how good your outhouse looks, even though it's fucking made with OSB. Hell, even if they say, Eric, you asshole, this is made with OSB. That's still attention. Maureen says, I have an actual boat. That's nice. I would love to go on it with you, but your husband, Terry, wants to beat my ass. All right. Speaking of racing, there was a fight that happened at the in NASCAR. Oh my God, was this spectacular! Where's the original? Okay, hang on, give me a second. I got to get the original. The one that was on the network. Christian, okay. So they're in, because I don't care about the NASCAR. I don't give a shit who's winning or losing, whatever. But these two guys, that's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the gray T-shirt. And that's Kyle Busch wearing the racing suit. Something went haywire during the race, and they had a talk about it. And on TV, on the network, there's like another conversation going on between people that have nothing to do with this clip. So you're watching it on TV, and you're hearing a conversation with people talking about whatever, but that's the video you're seeing. Okay, so I've got multiple angles of this. Here's what happened on TV.
Battle them off, and when there's $1 million on the line, I think all the rules go out the window of clean. So I knew that was coming. I was trying to maintain that clean air. If I lost the clean air, we wouldn't have won the race. So we maintained it all day, and man, feels good. Feels great.
Congratulations. Joey Logano fired up, and we've got a fight going on right now between Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Those two crashed back at lap number 2.
Get off of here.
And now the pit crews are involved.
Go. Get out of here.
Battle them off, and
Okay, so it looks to be a conversation. It's Stenhouse Jr., and we don't know what they're saying, but we're going to find out what they say because I have that clip. Everybody's ready to go, thinking they're good. Kyle Busch, this happens a lot to this guy. He gets there's always like shit following this guy. He's got a big mouth, but I don't know what's going on. But Stenhouse Jr.'s talking.
when there's $1 million on the line, I think all the rules go out the window of
and then he slugs him. Kind of looked like he missed him there.
the rules go
Here comes the fist.
out the window.
It might have been just a glancing blow. I'm not sure. Let's check out further. Those are fireworks going off, by the way, because of the winter. Okay, this one you're not going to know what they're saying either, but the next clip I know you'll be able to hear them. It looks like just a conversation. Here comes the fist. I think he did hit him. Busch gets up. I think Busch punches. Busch throws a punch at that old timer. I don't know who the old timer is. All right. Now this angle, because you saw there's all these people, so you'll actually be able to hear the conversation between these two as they're talking. All right, here we go. He says, Stenhouse says, I didn't touch you. And he goes, really? Kyle Busch goes, really? I didn't touch you not once, said Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
We all hit each other.
Kyle says we all hit each other.
You hit the fence and then you hit me.
Stenhouse, you hit the fence, then you hit me.
I don't believe it.
He says, I don't think so, man. Now here comes the punch.
I don't believe it. Go back and watch it.
And then he hits him in the face. That's a sucker punch.
I don't believe it. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, that was a conversation between two adults. And this guy, little buddy here with the gray shirt, Stenhouse Jr., he just fucking jacks him in the face.
You hit the fence and then you hit me. I don't believe it. Go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. Bam! Go back and watch it. Bam!
And then you hit me. I don't believe it. Go back and watch it.
You can't go back and watch it and then
Go back and watch it.
and then punch him in the face. He said, okay, I'd go back and watch it.
I don't believe it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it. Bam! I mean, that's a sucker punch. If he'd have said, all right, we're going to fight, put up your dukes. Maybe. But he said, no, go back and watch it, and then hit him in the fucking face. Wow. Yeah, I think that is a total sucker punch. But I don't know if anybody was paying attention to that because there's a discussion about Maureen's lake house, I guess. Nothing makes me feel worse. Nothing makes me feel like more of a loser when I'm trying to be funny about something going on and there's a goddamn conversation. How many times have I talked about this? It's like, oh my God, I suck so bad. I obviously suck shit. I'm trying to do something funny and interesting, and it's not. Everything sucks. I feel like such a loser. I'm so boring and bad at this that I can't even get my most diehard audience members to even give me even a remote amount of attention. They would